Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, how you folks doing? Welcome here to another edition of our post-show for Smackdown Live September 3rd, 2019. I just realized I never edited the title, so give me 2 seconds to edit the title right now, as this title has absolutely nothing, and I didn't change the thumbnail either. Oh my god, this was a terrible, terrible, terrible choice for me to start the show today. Rowan turns on Bryan. Here we go. Let's adjust this. Here we go. All right. Terrible start to the live stream right now, but we are okay. I think that should be good to save that. There we go. Boom. And if I just quickly make this thumbnail, yeah, terrible start to the show, everybody. 2 seconds here, as I just kind of realized that we got to do something here with this thumbnail. We got to do something a little bit better with Daniel, Bryan, and Rowan and all that. So Rowan, let's do this. Nope, we're just going to leave Bayley as the thumbnail. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show here today. My name's Conman167, and this is our post Smackdown show, like I said, for the September 3rd, 2019 edition of Smackdown Live. Let's just jump right into this thing. Let's do this thing. It's time for the Conman Certified Roll Call. So who do we got in here today? We got Matthew Blackman. We got Marcus Ryan. We got Dawson Blum. We got ourselves Waleed Hijaz. How you doing, buddy? Baker Mayfield. We got Matthew Blackman again. We got A13 Entertainment. We got the Convict, Peyton Cash up in here. We got Desmond Gaming Show. Welcome to the live stream, buddy. Justin Roberts is in here. We got Dale Jr. 88 Eagles. Dustin T. How you doing? Anna's Pets, my fault. I love that. The English is not working for me today here. Brian Odell, how you doing? Kayla Bernstein up in here. We got Sent by Texting. We got Johnny Burns and Michael Dunn Cantel, as well as Jason Dreamer. All right, guys. So, Smackdown Live here tonight. The show is going to be a relatively quick one. I'm absolutely exhausted. My brain isn't really working all that well today. Smackdown Live was kind of just one giant blur for me, to be 100% honest. So, we're just going to slowly talk about this show. We're going to recap everything that kind of happened, and I don't know how many live calls we're going to get to today, guys. Like I said, I'm a little bit on the tired side right now, so we'll just roll through this thing. Let's start off with our review. So, everybody, the show started off with Bayley, and here was an amazing moment for Bayley. It was awesome to see Bayley come on down to the ring because she was still acting like a babyface, even though she had little tendencies of being a heel. Not high-fiving anybody on the way down to the ring was one of those tendencies right there. Taking off the wristbands as well, which was exposing the tattoo on Bayley's, I believe it's left wrist, it could be the right one. Something that Bayley has not really exposed to the WWE Universe yet is her tattoos. She's always had them covered up, to represent more of just that clean babyface, you know what I mean? So, unfortunately, for people who are fans of Bayley, she is straight up now a heel. And she's trying to present herself as not being a heel, right? But she's a heel. And I think this is awesome because she is now arguing with the fans, saying that, what did you expect of me? What did you expect me to do? Confirming that she is in fact aligned with Sasha Banks, and it was great. Not before Charlotte Flair, however, came down to the ring saying that she's the queen of selfishness, which kept her on the tweener side of things. But now that she is engaging in a feud with Bayley and Sasha Banks, it seems that Charlotte is going to slowly transition into becoming a more of a tweener type character, right? Really is interesting there for Charlotte Flair. So Sasha Banks' music hit. Charlotte Flair immediately went to attack Bayley because she realized that the numbers game were against her. Sasha Banks came into the ring, and it wasn't long before they ended up beating down Charlotte Flair. Bayley and Sasha got the better of Charlotte Flair there tonight as they stood tall just like old times. And that's essentially what I can say there about the first segment of the show. It was good. It was good. I liked the way that they affirmed that Bayley really is on the heel side of things without truly being a heel. Well, actually, no, the other way around. Like, she's still seeming like she's on the babyface side of things, but she truly is a heel, right? and it's just going to take some time to slowly build and slowly morph into this giant heel persona of Bayley. It's going to be a slow ticking time bomb, but we're going to watch it evolve in front of our eyes as she tries to step out of the shadow of Becky Lynch and of Charlotte Flair, and honestly, of Sasha Banks. So it's very interesting. I don't think it's long before Bayley turns on Sasha as well. Well, probably when I say not very long, probably, within the next 6 months sort of thing. Maybe even 8 months. But Bayley could turn on Sasha at any given moment there, and that's a ready-made feud there as well. So I'm excited to see this. I'm excited to see Bayley on the heel side of things. And let's continue on here tonight. We had ourselves the King of the Ring quarterfinal match between Ali and Elias. And the match was good. Right? The match between Ali and Elias was good, as is most matches inside of the WWE. That's not usually the problem that I have. It's not normally the match quality. Here, this matchup, though, the booking decision, you got to question it. You really got to question it. And it's because Ali, unfortunately, was not the babyface that WWE wanted to spotlight in this tournament. He's not the babyface that WWE wanted to give an incredible storyline to. For whatever reason, and whether you're a fan of this or not, Chad Gable has been given the babyface push in this storyline, the underdog push. And you just simply can't have two underdogs from the same side in a tournament, because who are the fans going to root for? It feels like this probably should have been Ali's win, and it feels like Ali should have been painted as the underdog babyface, and it feels like Andrade should have won. But they went with the flip side of things. They went with Elias picking up the win, and they went with Chad Gable picking up the win. Again, I don't think that this is probably the best call in the short run. Long term, who knows? Chad Gable could turn into a massive star, but short term, if you're looking at short term right now, which is essentially what the King of the Ring tournament is in hindsight, right? Especially the matches. If you don't plan on having Chad Gable win the whole damn tournament, which he might, then it makes you wonder why he went through. Regardless, though, this match, Elias versus Ali, was very entertaining. The super kick off the top there delivered to Elias was something else as well. And Elias picked up the win. So Elias looked pretty good. In-ring action. It's been a while since we've seen him have a long match against a superstar who fans are truly willing to root for. And Elias played the heel role perfectly. We got ourselves a $10 donation right here from Marcus Ryan. Marcus, we're going to hear what Barbara has to say about that. So Barbara, get your reading lips ready, as Barbara is going to read out your donation. And apparently I don't have the donation tab ready, so just give me 2 seconds right now, as I'm all over the place. I legitimately don't know if we're taking live calls here tonight, guys. My brain has all been scattered here today for whatever reason. I don't believe that I put on a very good show on Smackdown Live, if I'm being 100% honest. I think my thoughts were all jumbled. I did not continue off the conversations very well. I was not speaking very clear. So I apologize if I'm a little off. But let's roll this $10 dono right now.
Behold the king.
And let's see what it is that Marcus Ryan has said. What?
On your knees, son.
Oh, yeah. What are we going to do?
All hail.
Bow down to the king. Here we go.
I believe Bryan set the whole thing up, which was why Rowan attacked him tonight to make Roman believe he didn't do it.
Interesting theory there, Marcus Ryan. I thought the same thing could potentially happen. Yeah, interesting theory. We'll see if that does play out here in the long run. I've got a feeling there's more to this story as well. It feels like that was almost anticlimactic, but we'll talk about it in just a second. Thank you so much, dude, for your $10 donation. It is great to see you right there. And Stephen Bradley Smith, thank you very much for subscribing. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure if we're doing live calls here today. We're just going to review this show, and it might just be one of those shows here today as opposed to canceling this outright. I think I'm just going to cancel the live call as part of this section, okay? I know you guys are looking forward to that. My apologies, but we'll continue on here. As Elias sat on the throne after he defeated Ali, playing his guitar to his theme song, and it's interesting. It was interesting. It feels like it was a misstep in the tournament, as the final quarter, the final 8 superstars have felt like it's been a little bit of a misstep, right? Unfortunate. We then got a promo with Samoa Joe backstage saying that, talking about his misstep the night before, losing alongside, getting both of his shoulders down. I can barely speak. Oh my God, what is going on today with my mouth? The fact that Samoa Joe essentially lost the match alongside of Ricochet, both their shoulders were down, setting up the triple threat match. He said that he was here to scout the competition as he will face one of these people in the finals of the King of the Ring tournament. So we then found out that Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross are going to be in action next, and then we got the commercial break. As we come on back from that one, Alistair Black was shown backstage saying that if the mountain isn't going to come to him, he'll go to the mountain. Black says he's heading down to the ring to see if anyone is man enough to pick a fight with him. Interesting. All right. Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss versus Fire and Desire. This was an interesting matchup as well, because going into this, I thought that they should probably give the wins to the tag team champions, because again, I go back on this every single time. I don't like it when champions lose on TV, right? I really don't. I don't like it when champions lose on TV for free, but what I will say is that I don't mind it when champions lose on TV with a good reason why they lost. When you're giving the viewers a reason why the champions lost, then that is something they can sink their teeth into. So this match between Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss versus Fire and Desire was nothing to write home about, but the ending is where we're talking about it, and this is what we're going to focus in on right now. Alexa Bliss went up to the top rope as Nikki Cross jumped on the back of Mandy Rose, who was down on the outside of the ring. Mandy Rose slammed her into the side of the ring, which was the LED screen, and caused Alexa Bliss to get distracted in the match. As Alexa was about to hit the Twisted Bliss off the top rope, she sees this and she shows compassion and sympathy and worry for her friend Nikki Cross, something that is massive to the character of Alexa Bliss because she doesn't show it very often. Right there, she showed how close of a partnership her and Cross, how close as friends they've become, right? Because now she cares about her. She cares about Cross. And a lot of people said that Alexa Bliss was just using Nikki Cross at the start of their storyline, manipulating her. But now this has evolved into an actual legitimate partnership between the two. They're the tag team champions. And I like the little distraction because now you had a reason why Alexa Bliss could get pinned. Second thing that I kind of liked about this finish is that Alexa Bliss was the one getting pinned. It wasn't Nikki Cross, which to me is massive. You know, Nikki Cross has taken a lot of pinfalls in recent time. She has been the person who has unfortunately seemingly fallen down the pegging order inside of WWE. They obviously see Alexa Bliss as the bigger star, so when they're partnered together, they're like, okay, Nikki Cross can take the pinfall to further the storyline. That's not good to have happen all the time, because then you're burying one half of the tag teams, creating a weak link in the team, and it just doesn't look good. So it was good to see that of the two, Alexa Bliss was the one who got the pinfall put on her. Sonya Deville getting the pinfall as well, which is massive. Also looking like a gem when she got her two knees up there on the Twisted Bliss and then countering right into a great maneuver. I thought that was a great little moment as well. Honestly, all in all, this match hit it out of the park for me, and Fire and Desire picked up the win. And this was me going in thinking that there should be no way that Fire and Desire beat the champions in a tag team match. I was pleasantly surprised with the outcome and how all formed. So yes, that was quite interesting. Oh, then what did we get after that? Okay. So my results these right here have not been put up to date. Awesome stuff, WrestleView. I normally use you guys all the time for this. Are you really not up to date? Wow. Okay, so my review site that I normally use has not gone over well. All right, let me try to remember what had happened there. So after the Nikki Cross segment, let me take a look at my results tab right now. We had ourselves the Randy Orton promo. The Randy Orton stuff with Kofi Kingston. I'm pretty sure that's what ended up happening after that, right? So Randy Orton, anyways, he came on down to the ring, essentially cut his same promo that he's cut before, and then Kofi Kingston was dragged out to the ring after Randy Orton essentially said, let's do this match right now, by the Revival. The Revival dragging Kofi Kingston's broken body down to the side of the ring. He's got no friends. He's got no help with him because obviously Xavier Woods and Big E have been taken out courtesy of Randy Orton and the Revival. Great storytelling right there. He's on his own now. As Randy Orton was trying to get inside the head of Kofi Kingston, was literally holding his face saying, I will hit you with the three most destructive letters. There is R, K, and then Kofi Kingston kicked back. But it wasn't long before the Revival took advantage of it alongside of Randy Orton, put him up into the FTRKO. Done. Game over. Kofi Kingston laid out courtesy of Randy Orton as he proceeded. I think this might have been actually just before it. He proceeded to call Kofi Kingston stupid a bunch of times. So that's what kind of happened in that one right there. After that moment, because I'm going from memory right now, this is actually, I think we then got the Alistair Black versus Shelton Benjamin match. Let's talk a little bit about Shelton Benjamin coming on down to the ring, right? Because Shelton Benjamin, there was nothing wrong with it being Shelton Benjamin, there really wasn't. Shelton Benjamin's low on the pecking order. He lost in the first round of the King of the Ring tournament. He really didn't do much in it, right? He called Chad Gable shorty, made fun of his height. Okay, so Chad Gable advanced in the tournament. Shelton Benjamin doesn't have much going on, so he's the one to pick a fight with Alistair Black. I think the way that they presented this whole segment was a little weird because Alistair Black came out before the commercial break, and then as we come back from commercial break, Shelton Benjamin's just standing in the ring across from Alistair Black, got no entrance, but Alistair Black's music was still playing. It felt like it was very anticlimactic. I don't know if it would have been more of a better moment if we came back from commercial break and then Shelton Benjamin's music hit and he came down to the ring. I don't know if that would have made the moment any better, but it just felt like it was so anticlimactic. However, there was nothing wrong with it being Shelton Benjamin. It just very much proved that this was going to be a one-sided match and was going to be a match set to build up Alistair Black. No storyline developments really at all. The fact that he just fought somebody is right in his character, and there you go. So that's kind of how that went down there. Alistair Black picks up the win with a black mask, which looked great, and it was a good little moment right there. Let's talk a little bit about the following match, which was Shinsuke Nakamura versus a jobber. Shinsuke Nakamura defeated him before we could even post the poll up on the screen or anything like that. Sami Zayn continued to be annoying on the microphone. And here's one thing that Sami Zayn is reminding me of. I can't remember the team or the manager exactly what his name was, but back in the day, the primetime players of Darren Young and Titus O'Neil, they had a man in their corner who had a microphone and was constantly cutting a promo during their match. I can't remember his name. Abraham Washington. Thank you. Yeah, I think, right? Yeah. No, not Bob Backlund. Abraham Washington. I think you're right with that one. That sounds familiar, maybe? I think that's right. Might be. Anyways, the guy got fired for saying a Kobe joke, and they cut him from the roster, and he was long gone. However, that gimmick has essentially been passed over to Sami Zayn, who has now got the microphone. He is literally being annoying at any chance he can get in order to get heel heat on Shinsuke Nakamura. It's a interesting method because you got to be careful that you don't cross the line getting heel heat to being straight up annoying where fans don't want to watch it, right? And you got to be very careful about that. I'm worried for Sami Zayn that he could end up in that category. I hope not, but it could be going in that direction. So yeah, hopefully not, but that is a thing that we got to keep our eyes out for. We then got Chad Gable defeating Andrade in an incredibly fun match. Zelina Vega, let's talk about her. We need more mic time for Zelina Vega. We need more of a showcase for Zelina Vega. And we need more of a showcase for Andrade. Now, going back into this match as well. This match right here, while it was incredibly laid out, Chad Gable looked like $1 million. This should have been the win for Andrade. Let's be honest. Andrade's star is a lot bigger than Gable's. But Andrade isn't at the point where he has enough heat and momentum behind him where he can afford to be losing a bunch of matches, right? Andrade truly is a special superstar, and for many, many reasons, but the main one being that he could essentially be the replacement for Rey Mysterio for the Latino community, right? That absolutely could be something that Andrade takes over. You know, he's a great Spanish wrestler. He's got his lucha libre background. He comes from AAA wrestling. He has been killer in NXT. He used to wear a mask, so at any given point you could put a mask back on him. He's got some cool features to him, right? And the fact that he's got a gorgeous and awesome manager in Zelina Vega, the sky's the limit for Andrade. So I think this is a bit of a mistake. However, the crowd pop for Chad Gable does at least make me confident that the crowd wants to see Gable. You know, the crowd popped very hard for Chad Gable, and it was a great match. So, you know, I can't be too mad about the outcome. Obviously, when Elias won, that took away the suspense from this match. I think this match probably should have been the first one because with Elias winning, that made it very, very clear that Andrade wasn't going to win, right? Because you're not going to do a heel versus heel dynamic. I think it would have been more enticing if that match would have went on first of the night. If that would have went in the slot where Elias versus Ali went, I think that match would have had even more emotion because you would have got Chad Gable winning at the start of the night and then going into the Ali versus Elias match. Either of them could have won, and it would have gave more of the suspense to that match, right? Either of them could have won because Ali versus Gable, a face versus face match, is far, far, far more likely to happen than, let's say, a heel versus heel match of Elias versus Andrade. So the way that the card was kind of laid out, I would say that could have used some work as well. But overall, I enjoyed it. I thought that it was a real solid match. Match of the night for me as well. Even though Elias versus Ali was very entertaining, that was the match of the night for me. Chad Gable, massive, massive pop for his win, and that's where we go from there. So then, this leads to our main event where the question is, did Rowan actually do it? Is Roman Reigns going to apologize to Bryan? Where does Daniel Bryan sit in this whole situation? This was the main event of the show, and the whole storyline kind of silly, right? It's kind of silly. I will say this much. It puts Rowan over in a much bigger and badder way than I think he probably should have been put over. I don't think Rowan has that fanfare that WWE thinks he has. He's a big man with a beard, and for me, big mans with the beard are essentially secondary players, not main eventers. Again, this is just my take on it. I don't think Rowan has the fanfare to really last in the main event scene. Thank you, Matthew Grantland, for your $1 dono, by the way. But I'm willing to give it a chance. You know, I'm willing to see what they do with Eric Rowan here. The fact that he turned on Daniel Bryan is an intriguing moment for me. I think Daniel Bryan could potentially still be involved in this thing. I think Daniel Bryan might have some more to say about this, and maybe Daniel Bryan is still the puppet master. Maybe this was all part of his grander scheme as who was it? As it was Marcus Ryan pointed out, this could very well be a ploy from Daniel Bryan to get inside the mind of Roman Reigns. I think there is more to this. I can't see this just literally being the climax of the story. I think there is so much more. I think the match between Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns will happen down the line. I think Eric Rowan versus Roman Reigns is going to be a setup for that, and we're going to get the big reveal at Clash of Champions, as opposed to this tonight being the true big reveal. But again, I don't really know. This just could have been a silly storyline where it culminated in this, and unfortunately, if that's where it is, then it's just a letdown of the storyline. You know, at the end of the day, it was silly. It was very silly. And I don't really want to buy into it much longer. So we'll see what happens. I'll give it one more week, and I'll give it to Clash of Champions. But we need to see this story kicked into high gear. We need something to bring more intrigue into this story, right? That's my thoughts on it. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to bring us to the end of the show here today. I apologize that I'm so tired that I'm not really able to focus on my words for whatever reason. I just can't seem to get these words out, and I can't really seem to talk English right now. So that's going to bring us to the end of the show, guys. No live calls today. We'll be back tomorrow, however, with the Conman Universe at 3:30 p.m. And then we're also going to be back with NXT later on in the evening. And also, guys, during the day tomorrow, make sure you look out for the What Did You Think? If you would like to vote in the poll, make sure you go over to my community page right there, vote in the poll, and then leave a comment to have your comment potentially be featured in the video of What Did You Think? If you guys have not seen the What Did You Think from Monday Night Raw last night, please go back and check that out. I think it's a very sweet new series. I hope you guys will enjoy it as well. I'm excited to bring it to you guys, and I'm excited to try to bring more and more content every single week. But that's going to do it for me here tonight, guys. Thank you so very much for watching. On your way out, make sure you leave a like on this video. Also, making sure you are subscribed to this channel. Go follow me over on Twitch, and follow me on twitter.com/conman167 if you enjoy the stuff that I bring to your eyes and ears, and so that you never miss a thing. Once again, that's twitter.com/conman167. Take care, everybody. Have yourselves a wonderful night. I've been Con, and that was Smackdown Live September 3rd, 2019.